Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Vanessa and I'm an author from Toronto, Canada, and I publish under the pen name Anne Sage. If you are new here, I write a lot of mystery, fantasy, cross genres, and I share everything on this channel. So as I grow in publishing, currently I have 24 books now. I'm used to saying 23, but one just came out. So I have 24 books out so far. I am querying a book. I have a nonfiction published, and I'm about to self-publish a collection of books as well, which we'll talk about today on our little chat, author chat. But if that sounds like something that you want to be a part of, then make sure that you're subscribed and that you hit the bell notification so you don't miss any upcoming videos. I share tips, tricks, tools, planner videos, chats like this, pretty much anything that comes to mind that helps me in my author journey, in hopes that it will help you in your author journey as well, your writing journey, or whatever kind of creative journey you might have. So to start off, we're doing an author chat. I promised I would do one. We just had a release video. If you missed it, there's still a chance to enter the giveaway. If you watch the video, stay to the end so you know how to enter. And you can get a signed copy of my brand new novella in the Orchard Hollow world here that did just come out, and it's the last one kind of in the world to come out before we go into the spin-off series that I was signed for next year, which is all very, very exciting. So that's still up. You still have a chance when this video goes up to actually enter it if you want to win a signed copy. Also, I realize I'm very short in this video, so I don't know why. I think I did the camera like a little bit higher than usual, so you get mostly my head. Apologies. Maybe if I have time, I'll do some like sparkles on the top here for the whole video to make it like extra crisp. Oh yeah, let's do that. I'm going to see if I can find a loop of some sparkles coming down. Fingers crossed, no promises, but that'll be a fun little, we can do like a Christmas author chat. And because I'm actually like really Christmased out, I have my gingerbread house mug with my coffee here. I'm ready for this chat. I got the tree lit up. I didn't light up any of this stuff, but I'm all ready. So our Christmas author chat. I like to do these videos. I try to do them once a month. I don't know if we'll be able to do it once a month next year as well, because I do have a reading journal video that I would like to do once a month. My planner is pretty much the same, so I can't do too much of planning content unless I'm getting new planners or anything like that, or doing like planner stacks for the year and all of that, which I will be doing this year still. But I do have a really cool reading bullet journal that a lot of people seem to love the video on, and I'm going to be doing like the magical readathon this year. And so I want to do a monthly wrap up of like the things I read, and it will go hand in hand, because one of the author things I wanted to talk about is my Substack. So if you're not aware, I do have a Substack. It's geared towards writers. It's called Fiction Focus. There are regular posts that go out there for free. And then there's like super intensive mini courses that you can get once a month on a topic that you choose, like as a vote, and you get those by being part of the supporting tier, which is I believe the $5 a month is the minimum you can set it on Substack. So for $5 a month, you get courses pretty much every single month from me with some extras, and the extras next year is going to be a book club. So the supporting tier on Substack is going to get a book club. I talked about it in my last author chat, so I won't kind of talk it to death here. But the reading journal would go really nicely hand in hand in that. So I do want to do monthly videos there. And then the book club will actually be a Zoom thing that I'm going to do for the paid subscriptions on Substack. And we can meet once a month in Zoom, have some drinks, and just chat about the book that we all chose to read that month. So that'll be really fun. Yeah. So anyways, I'm already rambling. We just started this author chat. So we'll rein it back in. I'm going to have a coffee. I'm almost finishing it, but let's rein it back in and let's start with writing. So catch up on writing. So the book came out. So Mistletoe, oh my God, people are being loud outside. Mistletoe, Mocha, and Murder, the Christmas novella in Orchard Hollow, just came out this week on December 3rd on Tuesday. It was really exciting. It was nice to see all the love that's getting. Some people read it in a couple hours, which is amazing. It is a novella, it's shorter, but that's so cool to see. I got some amazing news like a month ago, I think. month ago, that there's this it's just wonderful little bookshop that's about 3.5 hours away from us, and somewhere I'll mention the name. It's the Little Bee, I believe. I'll have to double check. I will link everything below. My brain is scattered right now, but it is like the Little Bee bookshop, and they stock my books, and they actually had their book club read A Grave Roast, and it was their biggest turnout. They said, I think it was like maybe 20 people or something there, which is so cool. And they all love the book, and that's so good. So I'm trying to plan some kind of either a visit there or a signing there for next year when A Very Fairy Funeral comes out. So now on the writing, speaking of, now that I am done with Orchard Hollow, that's been done with. I submitted all my ghostwriting projects for this year. And so now I can concentrate on the spin-off. So the spin-off is, I love it. The spin-off is like it's so fun. If you don't know about Orchard Hollow is my paranormal cozy mystery. It's set in a town that sits on top of a lot of intersecting ley lines. And so there are paranormals there, and they live in secret. And Orchard Hollow follows the adventures of Piper Addison, who is a witch who can't witch, who has a ghost familiar, and the familiar is a snarky old woman who died mysteriously that has ghost amnesia. We solve that whole case in one of the books. And there's a feisty raccoon that always causes trouble. So that is Orchard Hollow. That's the Orchard Hollow Cozy Mystery series, which is what A Grave Roast was the first book of. And it's that series, because it was doing really well, is getting a spin-off. And the spin-off, so if you've read Orchard Hollow, in A Devil in the French Press, when Piper's mom returns, Piper goes to a funeral home to get some answers, to figure something out. And the funeral home director isn't there, so she can't get in. Stella, the ghost, goes to scope things out, doesn't find anything that they need, blah, blah, blah. I won't go too much into it if you haven't read the books. But the funeral home becomes the spin-off. So the director of the funeral home is actually a fairy. So we didn't know that there are fairies in this world because she is the only one for now. But she's getting her whole series of cozy mysteries also set in Orchard Hollow. So you're going to see some really fun Easter eggs from and some name drops and a few appearances of the other B casts. And it's just going to be so great. So that's done. That's off. My editor is doing final touches on it right now with the publisher, and that's coming out in January. The first book, A Very Fairy Funeral, and I'll pop it kind of like the cover that I'm obsessed with on the screen here. So that's coming out in January. And since for now, I am done. I'm just waiting to see if there's any last edits that I have to do before it goes into copies and proofreading. But that's my part is done. So I'm starting to plot the second book in that series, and I'm really excited for this one. I am planning a really fun stuff I haven't done before, and I want this series to be a little bit different because the premise isn't just that she's a fairy and she works in a funeral home, but so she's a very introverted fairy. I won't spoil why. There's a reason. She needs to keep to herself, and it's not just because she's the only fairy in the town, but she needs to keep to herself for reasons. So she's very introverted. She's kind of socially awkward. She's got a lot of anxiety that she's dealing with. She has a cat, a talking cat. And the reason that the cat talks is because the cat is a changeling that ended up trapped in the body of a cat instead of a baby because of a clerical error due to his attitude. So he got into a fight with somebody in administration and they sent him off into the body of a cat. So now he's trapped in the body of a cat, a talking cat. And that is her only companion. But in the midst of everything that's happening in the funeral home and the mystery that arrives at her doorstep, literally, because she runs a funeral home, so a body arrives, she stumbles on a secret society of undertakers that solve crimes. And so we've got the magic and the cozy stuff. We've got the mystery, and then we also have a secret society. So I got to mesh all of these tropes basically into one, and it's just so much fun. fun. And so because of the secret society element, I think I can do like all different types of crime. So they're definitely going to be like murders and all that stuff, because those are really fun to solve, of like who done it and the classic clue. That's like my favorite part of a cozy mystery. But I also want to include different like heists and treasure hunting and like all of this different stuff throughout the books that will be kind of like secondary crimes. And there's also like a B plot. So there's a romance B plot, but then there's also another B plot that I can't talk about because it's, it will spoil the books. So there's a lot in these books, and there's a lot of plotting, and you know me, plotting is my life. And so I've already set up the plot wall, like the plot wall that I have and inspiration stuff for the second book. I've already designed the cover. I get to design my own covers. I am a cover designer, and one of the clauses that I have when I signed with my publisher is that I design my own covers, that they were, I'm sure, happy to agree to. We do still go back and forth and all that stuff, but I love doing it because I can put in hints from the books as I'm writing. Whereas like with a regular designer, if the book is not written, it's kind of harder to do. So for me, I get to twerk and make it exactly how I want it. And so I've already designed the cover for book 2 for inspiration. It's on the wall. I have my plotting grid set up. I use Dabble to write, so I have all of that set up in there. And I'm just having fun, like figuring out this next mystery. So that's what's happening. I'm taking it easy this month. I had 2 books that I was working on simultaneously in the last few months. And so after I submitted those at the end of November, my brain needs a break. And so I'm plotting, I'm having fun, and then I'm going to get into like another hardcore writing session, but only for one book this time. Now, my other book, the Gothic Romantasy mystery, I'm in the query trenches. There's not much I can say about that. I've sent queries out. I'm slowly, like if a rejection comes in, I send another one out. I'm waiting. I did a soft kind of query first round because I want to see if I need to tweak my query. So the query that I used, I entered it into a contest for queries that is run through my mastermind, the Red Herring Society. If you're not part of it, you should join. It's great. But they had a contest, and I was in the semifinalists, so top 25 out of like hundreds and hundreds of entries. And so I think my query is good, but it might need tweaking. And so the thing that I'm using this first round is almost like a soft round to see if it's the query. So if I'm getting a whole bunch of rejections, and so I'm like for like really quickly, then I know that it's the query, that they're not like really into it and they don't want to ask for material. If, however, I'm going to get people asking, like agents asking for any extra material, either the full manuscripts or partial, and then getting rejections, then I know the problem is with the manuscript, right? And so that's kind of my process here. So now I've just sent them out and I'm waiting. It's a waiting game. It's going to take a long time. I'll be going through it. I'm taking my time with it. I don't want to stress. I have enough stress in my life. I'm raising a toddler. I don't need that. So I am having fun with this. This is not an obligation. This was a book that was my heart book. I wrote it for me. And so, I just kind of am waiting. So that's where that's going on. And then the other fun thing I'm doing, so we talked about Substack and all that's happening there. I have another post going out today when I'm filming this. So like, make sure you join there, at least like for the free one, because you're still going to get regular posts and newsletters there. Definitely worth it. It's free. So the other thing that I am doing, and I'm so excited about, that I kind of like hinted at and talked about when I did the intro. But if you've been around long enough with me, then you know that the books that have started my entire journey as an author is the Etherborn series, and these are the original. So these are the absolute original covers, which I do love. I think the I'll probably need to maybe back up a little bit because they're shiny and also they're like super light. But this is Etherborn. It is the first book that I wrote. That wasn't like some random stuff that I wrote when I was like 12 years old and was a copy of like R.L. Stein. So it's the first thing that I wrote, and my writing has changed so much since this series. And so I've considered rewriting it, but I don't know. I'm just so nostalgic about this series. It's a complete series. It's 4 books. It's a really fun adventure. It follows Ruby Black, who is like a photography student in the university, in the first year university, and so it's very YA. It's new adult, but it's definitely targeted towards the teen audience. And I never think I did this series justice, because people who have read it really love it. It's a fun story. It's not like, I think every writer feels this way, where like after having written so many books, this is written very differently from how I write my books now, right? But it was like, professionally edited. I got the whole thing done. I did design the covers myself. They've gotten a few redesigns since. And so it is like, it means a lot to me, this series, because without it, I wouldn't be here today. And so as just a fun thing, to round out the year, I am releasing, so these books now, these copies and the new covers are kind of like behind me here. They're like blue mostly. They are only available in paperback, signed copies on my, at like discounted rates on my website. If you want to get that, now's the chance, so they're there for like, if some of these, there's only a few, there's not that many left. There's a few copies left that I had kind of like kicking around. So I put those up there. But to round out the year as a fun, like kind of throwback to nostalgia, I am designing and putting together a re-release of the series. It's going to be like as is. I don't want to touch it because it just like I said, like it does mean a lot to me. And it is a fun story, I think. But it's a box set. And not only is it an ebook box set, because those you can like throw together, but it is a chunker of a paperback box set. It is over 1,000 pages long. It's going to be massive. I tried to make it, I tried to fit it into the parameters of like, I can't even print it through KDP. I have to go through Ingham Spark and make it like fully available to bookstores because it's that big. But I designed the cover for it. So this is the cover for it. And I'm going to pop on here the full wrap as well, because I think the back, once I get the paperback, I'll have to do a video, but like in my hand. But the back of this is so cool. I just think like the whole wrap and the cover, like, so I'll put the ebook back here. So that's getting like a release. So that's coming out December 30th. The pre-order is up. I'll put it below if you want to help support. I'm putting up all 4 books for like, if you want to get the ebook, it's $3.99. So like I'm doing like all 4 books, like $1 a book, basically, just because I want it just out there, like just for funsies. And just because I love this series so much. So that's what's happening on the writing front. Let's see what else we got going on. Coaching is going amazingly well. As always, things are slowing down because a lot of people are taking like December off for holidays, as am I. And so I am slowing that down. I have breaks in my schedule, which is great because I haven't had before. January and February and March are already looking very, very busy with coaching clients. So if you're not aware, if you are looking for a book coach, I have guided and coached a lot of best-selling authors, and it's what I work with. I work a lot with nonfiction right now. So if you're looking to write nonfiction, but I have worked with quite a few fiction authors as well, especially in the thriller and mystery genre, because that is kind of like where I live. And so if you're looking for a coach, I am now booking into the next year. So that's going really well. I am slowing down on that. I've also slowed down on custom cover design because I haven't made a pre-made in so long. And actually today, right as I'm filming this, so in 3 minutes, a new pre-made is dropping that I'm really, really excited about. So I decided to take December and January and just make like a ton of pre-mades so that I have them to kind of release them for when things get busy again and I don't have time to make pre-mades anymore, because pre-mades are really boring. Actually, that Etherbone cover was a pre-made that I made that I put up there. It didn't sell right away, and so I took it down. Like I marked it as sold and I bought it for myself. I used my business money to purchase it, basically. Like the business pays a different business for tax purposes and just to make things legit, that I didn't just like do something for no reason. But I reworked it a little bit. I rejigged it, and that's what that was. Pre-mades are great. Like I love pre-mades because most designers like myself will tweak small things to make it fit your book. You'll add a couple of things. They'll change colors. They'll change this, like add details. And so they're a great way to get a cover fast, because it's already done, and B, cheaper, way cheaper, because, you know, my custom cover designs can get pretty hefty in price, depending on how many things we're doing, what we're adding, and all of that. And so if you buy a pre-made and you want to add a bunch of stuff to it, even if you have to pay for small changes, it ends up being cheaper than paying for like full brand new custom packages. So that's great. So I want to stock up and make sure the pre-mades are available for people. So that's the cover design stuff. I'm trying to think life, you know, we got Christmas, stocking stuffers, the whole thing. I've been crocheting a lot. If you follow me on Instagram, which, I mean, if you like crochet and things that have nothing to do with writing and you just want to see like cute dolls and all that stuff, and my like trial and error of doing crochet, then follow me on Instagram, because I have been making so much stuff. I've already finished a doll for my daughter for Christmas. I finished two, like a little teddy bear, and that's little, it's like this big teddy bear, and a unicorn for her. I finished her a plush mushroom cap girl that's like huge. And I have finished a keychain for my best friend that she specifically asked for Christmas. I am working on a couple of keychains for myself, like a little voodoo doll and a voodoo bunny doll that are going to be small, which is really exciting because I haven't worked small scale before. And let me tell you, my fingers are hurting. It's harder. So I'm working on that. I'm making plushies for people for Christmas, and I'm sharing all of this on Instagram. So follow me there so you can see all my fun little amigurumi, like dollies kind of thing. Also, if you have any suggestions for cool crochet patterns that you've seen, or something like out of the ordinary that you found, then make sure that you tell me in the comments, because I do have some more ideas. I have like my projects lined up till the end of January at this point, but like I need something for after. What else? Etsy shop, the glitter fritter stuff is a little bit on hold. I'm going to be putting the shop on vacation. I do have the tarot, the oracle deck is doing really, really well there. It's time consuming to make it and all of that. But I also want to create it more. I want to do a couple of other items that aren't made in-house by me. And so I want to have the oracle deck. I'd like to have more bookmarks added. I'd like to make book sleeves. Those will be created. I might want to do desk mats. I don't know if I want to do those. I think maybe drop ship for those, because they're in Canada Post right now in the strike, and usually it's just too expensive to ship those. So it might be cheaper for people to just get that as drop ship without getting all the extra cutesy stuff that you would get with packaging. So I'm thinking a couple of dropship items mixed in with what it is. And I think that will help me stay on top of it more. And if I'm not spending so much time shipping all the little things, if I'm just shipping the bookmarks and the oracle cards, then I can design more, because I need to add some more designs. So that's next year's project. But yeah, I'm just basically trying to figure out my goals for next year, projects for next year, taking my time with stuff, prepping for holidays. We're hosting Christmas here again, like we did with Thanksgiving. So that's 2 or 3 days of cooking for me, and so I want to take time off. We started Elf the Shelf, so I'm trying to think of cool elf things to do, because it's a naughty elf, and my daughter is very excited about the fact that this elf is naughty, and every night it causes chaos while she's sleeping. So she loves that part. She loves causing chaos. She's definitely my child. Yeah. Oh, if you are a parent and you did Elf the Shelf, or you're doing Elf the Shelf stuff with your kid, what did you do with this elf that's kind of we did the cereal thing where we pretended it ate all the cereal and spread everywhere. We did the toilet paper thing where it dragged toilet paper all over the house, and she had to follow the trail to find the elf. What else can we do? I need ideas. Give me fun ideas for this elf that we can do that hopefully doesn't involve me spray painting walls in our house. So other than that, I think that's it. This was a long chatty Christmas author chat, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I love doing this with you guys. It makes me feel like we're just having a coffee and chatting, which is, how many times can I say chatting? Turn this into a drinking game. The next time I say chatting, you drink. Chatting. Anyways, I hope you guys are having a great time. If you're celebrating, I hope you're getting ready for all the craziness that's coming up. And all the festivities and everything. And we probably won't have one of these this year anymore. So hopefully you had a great year, that you're finishing up the year strong, that your writing is great and inspirational, that if you haven't written in a while, that you're planning to get back to it, and good luck to you. And I will see you next week for another video, and where I will probably mention either here or in the community chat, kind of like the break-in videos, because I'll probably take 2 weeks off for holidays where I won't do any videos for a couple of weeks back to back. If I have some spare time, I might be filming like a little bit of a vlog or something. So maybe I'll just do that and release that in the new year. But for the holidays, I won't have, there'll be a couple of weeks where I don't have videos. But until then, I will see you next week. So next week, I will see you for another video. And as always, thank you for being here, and I hope you stay magical, and I'll see you next week for one more of these. Bye.